Spoilers ahead, fucknuts.
Hey, all you fellow Poes. Guess who just got a new theme song? It's gonna be the new theme of the show. Hope you guys all enjoy it.
Here come the pros, you know they're always blazing, talking movies, TV, and all the things amazing, from superheroes to sci-fi and comedy galore. Read me with all the content, they never get bored. It's the two pros in a pod show, they're taking us to town. Oh, covering all the flicks that make us jump and go out. Superhero movies, action and some comedy. Their podcast is the place to be. They're to make buddies, never missing a beat. With witty banter, they make us all complete. From old classics to the newest releases, their honest reviews give us all the pieces.
Stepping on the chords.
Is it stepping or is it just tangled? There's a difference. Is it
a
just underneath?
little bit of both.
Fuck you.
But welcome back, Pose.
Welcome to the Quiet Place, Day 1 review.
Yes, we have a new Quiet Place movie. I don't think anyone was asking for one, but
I mean,
they're trying to turn it into one of those franchises where, we're going to make fucking a bunch of these guys. They're going to make bank at the box office. And so far, this one's done pretty decent at the box office. It's been out for a week or two now.
yeah.
I've actually seen it twice. I saw it at the drive-in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
then
telling me.
We kind of had some technical difficulties at that drive-in.
Missed the first
Missed
like
some
10 to
parts.
15 minutes.
Also went to the snack bar to get some snacks near the end, and I came back and it was literally like the last like 30 seconds of the movie. Then it cut to the like credits. I was like, fuck.
Damn it. Just got some licorice.
I just saw him like jump off the bridge or whatever, and then like I just saw
I
that.
went to go
bit,
get a
literally,
patch
like, the
of
last minute maybe.
Went to go get some Sour Patch Kids, and then suddenly the movie's gone. Shit. Done.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So yeah, saw this twice. Actually really enjoyed this one. Because to be perfectly honest, I didn't dislike them, but I wasn't a huge fan of the first two.
Yeah, I'm actually I was very similar. I thought the first one was okay.
I remember
Nothing
like everyone
special,
raving
but-
about them, or
Yeah.
especially at least the first one.
Like everyone was or people were raving about it. I thought it was just okay. I like the concept more than anything.
Yeah.
The concept's cool, but I mean, like a lot of the movie in the first one was nothing really. It was like suspenseful in the
Too
sense
quiet.
of wow, really. But no, I'm like this one. I thought was a lot better because it really does show them as being more of a threat too.
Yeah.
Because they just come smashing by, and then next thing you know they just.
It felt like the scenarios made more sense here for like
oh yeah,
why they had to be quiet and like the sort of moments they had where they almost got fucked over by them for being too loud and stuff.
I'm like, it also did a perfect example. If there's some dipshits that will almost get you killed in those.
Oh yeah.
Like
All of them have had that. Literally,
Oh.
this whole series started with that dumbass little kid.
oh yes, like the
Remember
first
he,
one.
like,
The first
the
one has
toy or whatever.
yeah.
And they were like, "Shit, no, get rid of that."
Oh, and then there was the
Why
old,
is he? Why do we let our kid walk like a mile behind us? Now he.
yeah. And then there was that old man who they saw at the bridge who just decided to start screaming too. Just I'm like,
Dickhead.
why would you do that? Why would you try and fuck over this family
Yeah.
too? They didn't do anything to hurt you, and you're like, well, guess I'm screaming.
Maybe you was trying to help.
I don't remember. I got that was the first movie, but this is the new one.
Yeah.
The new one I think did a good idea. He still had some really dipshits, and honestly, everyone who dies, I don't feel bad.
Mainly just the random people on the street in New York, though.
yeah,
Were
like-
the dipshits in this one?
Don't forget that one guy who was just like fucking freaking out too, like, oh my god, it's over, it's all over. He was pulling like an aliens thing with the guy who was like, game over, man, game over.
Oh,
And
the,
then-
the dude that got killed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the dad's like telling him to shut the fuck, trying to cover his mouth, and then just
You got
ends up
Digimon Hansu.
smashing his head against the wall. I'm like, thank God.
Digimon Hansu from like Guardians of the Galaxy, and remember using those Rebel Moon movies. Unfortunately,
Yeah, and but I'm
I
happy.
feel
I'm
like he was better used here.
oh yeah,
Even though he's kind of got a small part.
he had a very small part.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was literally just in the beginning and then towards the end. But
He's like one of the top 4 listed cast members, though. Because, like, I guess if you really think about it, I'm like, well, the only characters are, like, Lupita Nyong'o, the cat.
oh, the fucking cat! God damn it!
It's Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then, Alex Wolff, who's, remember that show, Naked Brothers Band?
Yeah.
He
oh
was
my
in
God.
that.
Oh, that's
the
a
guy that was like
throwback,
her
right?
therapist or whatever. The
I
one that was
forgot
like
about that.
looking after Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So those are like the 4 listed characters, and I'm like, oh, I guess they kind of were the 4 main characters, but really,
I
Alex
would not.
Wolff,
The only,
Alex Wolff and Digimon Hansu are kind of in it throughout, but are kind of
I would not
very,
call them main characters at all.
Very, I wouldn't call them that, but that's what IMDb's making it sound like, you know,
Well, that's
where they're like the 4 listed. But I'm like, like I said, I'm like, they're not main characters, but they do recur throughout the movie.
yeah, they're
Ultimately,
reoccurring
a small
characters.
part, though.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
in the whole, they're very small parts. You only got really two, I say, but there's also technically a third if you have the
Yeah.
cat.
So
the
don't go in
fucking-
expecting like the Digimon Hansu and
Yeah.
Alex Wolff show
The-
because they have very little parts in here. They're important characters, but they have very little screen time.
I'm not even sure if you call them important. I call them recurring more than anything because it's
Yeah.
like, I guess he's in a thing where it's like the guy killing the freaking out dude or killing. I'm like, cool, but you also got like the two. So you got 2 main characters. One of them gets introduced maybe like after a third of the movie. Like he gets introduced. Some questions.
Yeah, he does
Okay.
come in kind of late, huh?
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before him, it's basically just the woman and the cat are the main characters.
I remember Joseph Quinn's
Fucking-
character's name was Eric, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what was her
Eric.
name? Samira? 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 I don't even think they ever said that in the movie.
About to
don't
say,
even
I don't
remember
remember
that.
I think maybe in the beginning when it was that in the when because she's like in that
That's her
hospital
name,
area.
supposedly.
Hmm.
And then
It's like because she's like
Digimon Hansu was Henry and Alex Wolff was Ruben.
I wouldn't have known the other guys' names.
Yeah.
That's just not mentioned. I'm pretty sure, but
They didn't do the best job at doing that. I noticed that with movies or shows sometimes where I'm like, I don't remember this character's name. Or, it's like, that's kind of a bad... It's not... This movie's actually good. It's a good movie, but that is kind of a bad job on their parts. Granted, they can't speak much in this, but when you don't even know what the characters' names were...
yeah, like the only one I remember is Eric, just
Eric,
because
yeah, 'cause
she
said
says
it
his
few
name a lot more
times,
than- I think they only say her name like 2 times throughout the movie or something like that. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe more in the beginning because of that therapist dude that's trying to be friends with her. But
Mhm.
spoiler, he dies pretty early.
Spoiler alert, Naked Brothers Band dies.
Oh, yep. But to me, I thought it was a fun movie. Nice little movie. A lot more action packed than the other ones. And it's like a lot cooler too. In certain like where you get the herds of them moving, chasing the helicopter because they're trapped on the island.
I think I just like the characters better in this one too. But maybe it was because they like had less characters they had to focus on.
I think
Because
that's probably
really,
it.
Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn are the only 2 that get the main focus, like we said.
Well, like in the other
And
ones,
that cat.
yeah, fucking. I'm like, congrats for the cat, but holy shit, they really focused on that cat a little
They
bit too.
did.
I think that was one of my complaints about.
It
the
was
movie
actually
is-
more of a main character than fucking Digimon Hansu and Alex Wolff were in this.
Dude, I'm like, why is this cat literally make? Not to mention they're just like hyper focused on a cat.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. If I'm in a situation like that, I think the cat's better off on its own than with me.
It really goes.
And I
really,
should
oh
just
yeah,
left
because
it-
then the noise it can possibly make and stuff.
Yeah, dude, that cat. I'm pretty sure would have drowned during that scene when
Yeah.
they're in the sewer, or like when they're going through the sewer and the guy die. And the
Unfortunate-
way she survives, it
unfortunately
zips
in
it up in a
this-
bag. You're like,
Unfortunately, in
"Dude,
this
there's-"
world, I don't care how much you love animals. You should probably not be with one.
Agreed. Probably the right call.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little hyper focused on that fucking cat. I'm like, and there, I
And
feel
it
like,
really does like rely on how much like you can kind of tolerate that, I guess, because spoiler alert, it is spoiled it, but the cat doesn't die, and we all knew that from the get-go.
Yeah.
That the cat wasn't gonna die. It's a PG-13 movie, especially. Like, you're like, the cat's not gonna fucking die. They're not gonna do that.
they kept trying to hint at it as if it would at times. You're like, no way.
Oh,
There's
that
no
was
way.
just that was almost like when Star Wars like acted like they killed Chewbacca in that scene.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's almost like that.
He
sort
totally
of
died, guys. He
Yeah,
totally
it's almost
died.
like that sort of thing where they just try to like increase your heart rate a little bit. Where
You're
you're like, no,
No.
don't kill the cat, because like they know no one wants to see a dead animal. But yeah, it's just kind of relies on how much you can kind of tolerate that, I guess, because as Silas said, it's very hyper focused on the cats at point, or on the not cats, on the cat
cat,
at point,
single cat.
and yeah, there literally is some like story beats they get into that are literally because of the cat. Like
The
when
cat
Joseph
drew them
Quinn-
together. Eric saw
Well,
it. Like,
they
as a
drew them
sign.
together. Also,
Did-
the part where they literally like went into like the Joseph Quinn was trying to go get him, and it went into like the nest area or whatever, the feeding area.
Oh,
And
like
there's a
in the
shit ton of
construction
them,
site.
yeah.
Oh yeah. The cat just climbs up, and he decides to climb up.
At that
too.
point, you just
I'm
go,
like,
dude, fuck you. No, you're on your own.
yeah, I would not have went after
Dumbass
the
cat.
cat. But they're at the same time they're like saying, "See, the cat technically helped him because he
Mm.
climbed up in that spot." And you're like, "I don't think so. I think he would have been just fine down there too, bud."
And I think I think the characters are likable enough, and it's done just enough that like it doesn't really piss you off, but like it does like one of those things in retrospect where you're kind of like, maybe that was like could have been written a little smarter or something, you know?
You mean like the chick trying to her whole quest is to get a slice
A
of pizza?
slice of pizza, yeah. I kind of thought that was funny though, but it is kind of
It was comical. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was better like when it was just her personally trying to
Really?
do that. I think
Yeah.
just because I'm like I was like, all right, you know what? Because she's like, what was it? She had a disease that was like killing her, and her like one of her things is like, I just want a piece of city pizza,
Mhm.
not the other pizza. It has to be specifically.
Naked Brothers Band told me we were gonna get
New York
pizza
pizza.
earlier, and you lied to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, she got all fucking moody about that. I'm like, oh my god. There's an emergency. Come on.
If they weren't such good actors, like these characters could have easily been very flat.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
think, you know.
It is better. I'm like, and like I said, I think it's
Instead,
better.
like I think the pizza thing to me, like, whereas like I don't know if it was intentionally written this way, but obviously I think it was supposed to mean a lot more than just like her wanting to get a slice of pizza.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of that like coming to realization of like the world is what it is now, and thinking like it's gonna somehow go back to normal, but really it is at the point
Well,
now where
I think it was more of just her just wanting her last. Essentially,
and then she's
'cause
dying too.
She's
yeah.
dying, and she knows
I
it.
think
She's
it's
like,
kind of I think it's
I
kind
just
of
want my
both
last
things.
meal.
It's like I'm dying, the world's dying. I just want a slice of fucking pizza. Like
I mean, there's a lot more hope in this movie than the other ones.
There
'cause They're
is.
just trapped on an island, on like Manhattan, like that in New York, the island that is New York.
Mhm.
They're just trapped on that. Apparently they haven't gotten past that yet until maybe like
And it wasn't like super
Yeah.
dark either. Like
No.
I think there was like a lot of hope and a lot of like
honestly
positivity and light kind of
Honestly,
that this movie tried to do with its characters,
they-
which I
they-
kind of appreciated.
it's a lot more survivable in this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could just fucking swam your fucking way over to the other side if you really wanted. I'm just saying.
They can't swim.
What do you mean you can't swim? Well, you know what? You better learn.
No, those monsters.
I know the monsters can't, but
Yeah.
I'm just like saying a human can literally just swim over to the other side. They didn't even need the boat. It's not that much of a fucking swim as long as
Mhm.
you know, as long as you know how to swim. But but that's a different story.
They're too lazy.
Fuck.
They'd
I'm-
rather die than swim for that long.
I don't want to swim all that way. Then there's like the dumbasses that decide. I don't know why people would herd up. Like you see them all like walking in the same direction, fucking all together, in a giant fucking herd of people, like as if it's still the city. They're a little bit more quieter, but they're still fucking doing it. You're like,
Oh yeah, you knew that was gonna go to shit.
oh yeah. The moment I see that, I'm like, dude,
You're
I
like,
would
that is
not.
too many people.
I would not do that. Why would you do that? No, no, don't be stupid. I like how the chick was like telling the little kids, yeah, go follow the fucking herd of people. They'll keep you safer than I do. I'm like, I get it. She's going her own way.
What'd you think about the pacing with this one?
Getting that pacing, I think. It's pretty
It's
good.
a quick movie. It's only like 90 minutes, or
Yeah.
I think a little less than that actually, without the credits.
I thought it was good. Funny enough, they're a part. Like I said, as a character wise, I still think Eric was kind of a weirdo, especially when he was just following her and even though she's like, "Get the fuck away from me."
That's what I'm
asshole."
saying though. Like the pizza thing, and even the way he was written. Sometimes I think if they didn't have as good actors here, it would have been a lot more like, "What the fuck is this writing?" You
Yeah,
know?
I agree. I'm like, you see, he's a good person, but it's just
but-
like the beginning. He's just a weird. He's kind of.
I think
comes
the
off as a
actors,
weirdo.
the actors did so much just with what was written, but a lot more with what wasn't written.
Yeah.
You know, like just what they could do with the character that maybe wasn't necessarily in the script or something that was written, but like just with their facial expressions and stuff like that. Because I think they did a great job, like Lupita Nyong'o and him. And like I said, like I think they're probably my favorite two characters out of any of the Quiet Place ones.
Yeah.
Not that they're like the best
I mean-
characters ever or something. I just think, like I said, like I wasn't a huge fan of those first two, and there wasn't really a character like stood out to me or anything.
I did like in the first one. I did like the dad of the family
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like that guy made sense. He was actually trying to keep his family
Yeah.
survive, but he had some dumbass kids at times.
Who, the guy from The Office?
Yeah. Was he the guy from The Office?
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, you're right. He was the guy but yeah, I'm like, he's doing everything technically right. If he didn't have a family, I could definitely see him surviving. As fucked up as that sounds. If only you didn't have your dumbass kids.
Instead,
But,
you're probably gonna try to save them all and end up dying.
Oh wow, that did happen. Hold up.
Wow, that's exactly what happened.
Wow, it's like that actually did. And then but in this one also, didn't they swim in the first, or like one of them was kind of swimming in the first movie where he's like, there was the scene where he's going underwater with the flooded basement. He's trying to do a thing, and the thing's like actually swimming around to get to it, where he pops up. The creature pops up
I
from
don't even
underneath
know
the
what
water.
the rules are with the swimming.
Maybe
Is
I
it
mean
that they literally drown, like they can't swim, or is it that they literally like
Well,
it's toxic to them or something?
it's not
water?
toxic. It's not toxic because I've seen it's. They
So it's
can
that
survive.
so it's
It's
that
they can't
drown.
swim. Yeah,
they
they
can't swim.
So
they
I
just
I
drown.
guess the water just wasn't deep enough in the other one. I guess that makes sense. But it's like it shows like they don't really dive underwater.
Mm.
They would probably stay away from water if given the choice. But in the first one, the thing was fucking attacking as if it's a fucking it's an amphibian. Just it going. Yeah, I'm a master of sea and land, bitch.
Didn't they kill
But,
him with sound in one of them?
Oh, it was they killed one of them by shoving his like
radio?
hand right into its ear canal thing.
Wasn't there like the radio frequency, like a certain
I
thing like
don't
that? or
remember
something in
if
one
that
of them?
killed him or if that was like attracting, or it was like something to lure him into a trap. I think to get to him or,
or
something
at
like
least
that.
stun them or something maybe.
Something,
Yeah.
it was something because like the only way.
But they
way
have
I
ways
remember,
to combat them, and obviously you're gonna learn these
Well,
things, and this is like
they're like
day one or
indestructible
whatever.
on the outside. On the outside, you
Mm.
can't blow them up. Like that was the big plot of the thing is you can't kill them by just shooting them. Like in the first movie, they kill it by like when you know how it opens up. It's like a whole eardrum on the inside of the creature on its head. Like they just shot inside. Like when it opens up, then you shoot like inside of that. And it'll
Okay.
kill 'em. It's like because it's not armored.
Yup.
That's how you kill them in the other movies. In this one, you never really see them get killed. I'm
Because
pretty
they
sure.
probably don't really know. At
Oh,
this
you do
point.
kill. One of them did die. It was drowning because it was fucking.
Oh, that one at the end.
That creature
yeah.
was fucking dumb as fuck and decided to go
Or not
chase him
the end,
into the
when
water.
in the sewer.
Yeah,
One
when
in
in
the
the sewer
sewer.
scene.
Yeah.
That was a
That was a fun
dumbass
sequence,
creature.
Even though once again, like we kind of did call out the part like, why is he losing his shit and everything?
Yeah,
But,
because he
like-
literally, when you first see him, he
like,
he
I
survived.
I
by
kind of get it. And
going
like I said, I
underwater.
think it's one of those things where writing wise it pissed people off. But if he didn't do a good enough job with the character, the acting, these characters could have very been.
Honestly,
well,
that
been
still pissed me
annoying
off. It
or-
doesn't matter. That no matter what, he still pissed me off. in
Well,
that
ultimately,
scene.
it's still like
In that
kinda
scene,
just-
he specifically
it's like
pissed me
very
off.
it's like very specific writing of like, oh, of course the moment he has a panic attack is right at this worst possible, and everything, and it's just like, I guess I kind of get it because like, it's like would be panicking like having to deal with that situation, but like, dude, come on, like fucking
I mean, the more I watch movies like this, the more I realize I might be a sociopath half the time because I'm just like, well, he's dead. I'm leaving. Fuck that guy.
I would have just told him like go underwater or something.
Yeah.
Like have a panic attack underwater.
Go have
Jesus.
a panic and drown yourself. I don't give a fuck. Just stop luring the creature here. Fuck you.
If you're gonna scream like a dumbass, go underwater and scream underwater.
It was also some bullshit that chick was able to just keep the cat like from drowning by locking it in, like zipping it up in her bag. Because I'm like, okay, that's
They get out and the fucking thing's just dead in
Ah,
there.
the cat just drowned inside the bag. That's literally how.
shit.
That's literally how it would go in real life.
Yeah, that
'Cause
probably
those,
wasn't a good
those
idea,
zippers
huh?
aren't fucking airtight seals like a submarine. You're gonna fucking get leaks. But anyway,
What'd you think of the direction in this one?
it was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
like-
think it was anything stand. I was pretty on par with the last two, from
Yeah.
what I remember.
Like I liked her little risking too at the end where she's trying to get Eric on the boat and she's like, I'm just gonna stay behind, Eric.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or not sorry. I got what I wanted. I'm probably gonna die because they're probably not gonna make my medication anymore.
Yeah,
So I'm happy as is, and then she just goes out and probably just blasts some music.
this is the
As it's
director's
hinted.
second movie, though. He's the only other one he's done is Pig with Nicolas Cage. Have you seen that?
No,
But
my
if anyone's-
cousin probably did
if
because
anyone's
he
a
watches
fan of
every
that-
Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, of course. Some people just love the Cage.
the Nickmeister. Gotta love Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Nicky Cage.
But yeah, so this is his second film. And that Pig one was 2021. I've heard really good things about that. But I think anyone that likes that movie would probably like this. If you like the past two Quiet Place movies, I think you would like this one. I don't know if it'll be your favorite like it is for us. But
Yes. It's a lot more action packed. Has more fucking cooler scenes with the creatures too
Yo.
and everything. I especially love the gimmick with that fucking helicopter stuff though. Still, like, cause they're broadcasting, please stay inside. They can
Yeah.
hear blah blah, and the things are just chasing the helicopters because it's the only noise they hear, and it's like a stampede. I'm like,
it's literally, you literally that it's so loud, like you just hear hundreds of them like fucking just barreling down.
marching their way.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like,
It's kind of intimidating as shit.
oh, it is.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like one of those things. I'm just imagining like that can probably fuck over a lot of people, but I can also see it helping.
It's kind of funny,
people
like
at
how that
times.
stuff intimidates me, or actually like scares me a little more than like some of the moments when they try to do like scary stuff. Because to me, like that, it's almost like that moment in John Wick 4 at the beginning when I saw it in IMAX, and it's just so loud when he's punching the thing. It's like the same thing as that. Like it's just so loud. You're like, holy shit! Like that's literally like thousands of them. That's kind of fucking terrifying. Like
It was more just funny the fact that. Like, I'm imagining some people just sneaking around. Next thing you know, the helicopter comes
Just
by
get
and the
barreled.
stampede comes fucking...
shit.
Wait.
It's like 100 run
Like,
on them.
the helicopter actually actively fucking them over.
They
so
just
bad.
become roadkill basically on the side of the road.
Well, probably leads them right to him. And then, like, especially if the person's on the other end of the island, like, there's no monsters around. I'm going to sneak
Yeah,
my
you gotta
way.
you gotta be indoors when that
Stay
happens.
inside. Stay inside. And the dude's like, no.
But even then, they're running on the buildings and shit, so it might even be a bad idea with that. But that's their best case scenario, pretty much.
I mean, like, you saw boats too using the fucking the foghorns, and I guess it's tracking them. Even though I heard people like saying like it's probably leading, like they're probably like just trying to let survivors know there's boats and you can swim over. I'm like, okay, but you're also bringing all the creatures towards the boats too. I mean, like they can't get out there because they can't swim, but it's gonna make it harder for people to fucking swim out there to the boat.
yeah.
If they're fucking all around the coast just waiting, like, oh,
the fuck.
better off just like passing through without making a sound and then just hoping people see you rather than just foghorning it up
True.
and like risking, because how the hell are they gonna get to the boat if they can't fucking get to if the coast is surrounded by those fucks that are just everywhere.
Well, I guess this was written by John Krasinski, who wrote the other two, and is the guy that was the dad in the first one.
Oh wow.
And he's also the director, I think, of the first two.
Huh.
He didn't direct this one though. Yeah, he directed the first two. But he also wrote that movie If that came out recently, and I think he directed that too. The kids one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like a lot of people I've heard things about If and Quiet Place recently, like almost like allegations that like maybe he steals kind of stuff or like ideas. Because I guess with Quiet Place, people are like, those things are pretty much the demogorgons from Stranger Things or whatever, like those monsters. And sometimes when you see them, I'm like, they do look a
They
lot
do
like
kind
them,
of look like the
almost.
body wise. The only
Yeah.
thing that's really different is the head.
And Stranger
That's
Things
it.
did start first, so I'm like, okay, I could maybe see that one.
Hmm.
But then the even bigger one is with that If one. I guess that's about like imaginary friends and basically like kids that come up with imaginary friends. And
Is it Foster's?
It's literally supposedly people are saying, yeah, he ripped off Foster's because literally the main character's name is Blue too, the main imaginary friend.
Are you fucking serious?
But it's like BL. It's like BLU. You know how it's BLU in Foster's?
Is BLOO in
Yeah,
Foster's?
yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. It's BLUE in
just blue.
yeah,
Just color blue.
color blue in this. But it's
Bluey.
like, dude, come on.
Wait,
like,
that thing that you showed me doesn't even look blue. It looks purple.
But do you feel like at any points with these movies like they repeat other things maybe?
I mean,
Like
you
that?
can say there might be inspiration. I can't.
the way I
I
see
can't.
it,
I can't see
yeah.
it as a full ripoff.
I don't think it's a full. I never get that vibe from these movies so far, even though we haven't seen it.
I haven't seen If, so I couldn't
Yeah.
say about that. But for Quiet Place,
I haven't gotten that vibe from any of them.
I mean,
yet.
you could say inspiration, but it's also basically kind of generic in the sense they're just lanky, fucking humanoid-looking bodies. Which I'm like,
the
I mean,
design's been
that
done
is that is just a
before.
monster design
some-
that's you've
like
seen
Dead Space or
before.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's just been things kind of similar to it.
Lanky, bipedal, or like fucking monsters that have a humanish but looking body.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know that's not original. That's in a lot of things, so
That's
I
why
can't give
see
it too much
yeah.
shit there.
But I thought that was kind of an interesting. It doesn't seem like it's gaining a lot of traction, but I saw that argument online with some people. I'm like, huh, it's kind of interesting that people are giving him shit for that.
There is actually some cool lore about it. Like they're like silicon based life forms. I
In
guess.
Quiet Place,
Yeah, those monsters.
huh?
I forget where it's come from, but yeah, supposedly lore is like they're silicone based instead of carbon based like humans.
Uh-huh.
That's why they don't need water, I believe, and stuff like that, and like a bunch. And that's why they're like so tough
Well,
too,
they
because they're
drown.
they're
Instead
outside.
of drinking water.
That is actually, and I think that is actually the why they sink.
Yeah.
Since they're fucking minerals, they're not carbon that floats. They're basically, it's like throwing a rock into a river, so they sink.
Mm.
And also explains why like they probably are able to survive without water. I suppose a bunch of some cool lore.
Yeah.
That's some cool lore. I guess.
Oh, I'm sure they came up with a lore behind it and stuff. I had never hoped they get to a point where they're showing us their fucking planet or something.
Well, I don't think. I think that it blew up according to things.
Oh,
and the
that's why
asteroids
they're-
are
That's why
coming-
they're coming almost or something.
Yeah, so the asteroids that are coming are just the remnants of them, or maybe that's how it works.
Yeah,
I'm not
they
too
never
sure.
need to explain that.
They don't need to.
Do you think you would want another one of these movies, or do you think this is pretty much like a good way to end it? Or
I mean, I'm kind of fine with another one as long as it's okay. Like, if it has a similar vibe of survival, like in this, like similar to
do you
this,
think the next one would be like
just don't make it as art. Don't make it too artsy. Just make it a fun sci-fi
you
fucking
think the next one
survival
will
thing.
follow up on this one with like Dijman, Hansu, and Joseph Quinn, how they were like on the boat at the end?
Hmm.
Think they could do something like that,
I don't know. Maybe.
or do you think that just new characters?
I
Again
think
or
new
something?
characters
Yeah.
are fine personally. Just because I mean, like I always like the different point of view type stuff, and
True.
just maybe another area or another place of the of the country or
That
whatever.
is kind of the cool thing about it, because I do think the weakest out of all three of them is the second one.
Yeah, I agree. The second
Because,
one
like,
that seemed the weakest.
I just think like we tell the story with those characters in that one story. We don't need these sequel things where they kind of retread parts of the first one or aspects of the first one and stuff.
I do have questions of why people just don't camp out near waterfalls and running water
Mm.
areas, because as they say, it's like, oh, they can't really hear you with waterfalls because
Yeah.
in rain and stuff. I'm like, just live by a waterfall. You got fresh water right there, and I can fucking start growing some shit like anywhere else. I don't.
Stop thinking like a Kleebach.
Yeah, I know. Like, just camp out, guys. Like, hide behind a waterfall. Like, maybe find a cave that's behind a fucking waterfall and just live there. They can't get to you. They're not gonna fucking go behind all the water.
Good point. Good point.
Just saying. That's how you survive. And don't be afraid to fucking kill the noisy fuck.
But yeah, really enjoyed this one. I think it was just I shouldn't say really enjoyed, but I enjoyed this one.
I do like it takes place in a city in comparison.
Yeah.
It is kind of funnier, the survival. I do like the idea of surviving in a city of this situation.
I think at the very least I am the opposite of the general opinion on the internet right now, it seems, which people say this is the weakest one out of the three.
Eh.
I'm like, I think it's the strongest out of the three.
Yeah, I had more fun with it personally.
Yeah.
I'm like,
then the first one is second, and then the second part 2 is third for me.
personally,
but-
I would just say if they next one, maybe just have one main character, maybe meeting other people as you know, like as he travel around trying to survive and figuring out how to get. But I kind of like the idea of just one soul person trying to survive these things, and I don't know, something, just have a fun, good time. The fucking shit that happens, keep similar stuff to it.
Did you ever
Okay,
get the
Brett.
vibe that there was like they were trying to do like a romantic kind of thing with the characters?
Yeah.
in Day one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that I think was the weak point of it to me.
Yeah.
Like between Eric and the chick, what's her name?
God damn it, I forget again.
Anyway, the
they
main
didn't
character,
say it. They never really said it. I swear to God.
like I said, I think it would have been better if it was just her personally. Didn't need
Samira or
Eric.
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they just called her Sam though. That's what I thought.
But yeah, if it was just her and stuff trying to get a piece of pizza, I think it would have been better without Eric personally.
Mm.
I'm like, Eric's a nice guy and everything, and he seems to do everything right, but he has like its fucking stupid moments.
You
And
just thought he was kind of more generic to you.
no, not generic. I don't mind generic if it's done right. But this guy was like, he just had stupid moments that pissed me off. Like I said, him having a weird panic attack for some reason, or him like fucking deciding, oh, I can't really swim. I can't hold my breath. Oh, I can't swim. Oh, you just gotta fucking exhale. I'm gonna fucking
Even though when
breathe
he
in
first
super loudly.
showed up, he like was popping out.
Yeah,
of
he
the
was
fucking,
literally
yeah.
underwater, hiding underwater
Seems like
from
he'd
the
been
fucking
under
things.
there for a while.
It fucking pissed me off. Shit like that pissed me off about him. But and him being a weirdo in the beginning, just like super. I don't know. He had his smart moments, like throwing brick at a fucking car. You'll see him at shit to like distract the fucking creatures from when they were trying to chase him and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I'm fine with that. But I kind of don't like Eric being weirdly fucking, for some reason, finding weird hidden messages in the cat every time he looks at it. It seemed stupid and baked. But
I gotta follow the cat. It means something.
yeah, exactly. He's like fucking seeing something like, oh, the cat is a sign. I should follow it. Oh, it led me to this chick.
Hasn't led me astray so far.
She's my soulmate now. What?
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
If
I
it
think like we talked about, I think part of it just comes down to the writing could have been better.
Yeah.
But I think the actors did a good job because like I said, I at least like these characters the best out of any of the ones they've done so far. And I don't know if it was because like they just had more heart to me or something like that. Like maybe I was able to forgive some of the like stupid moments that they just always do in horror movies and stuff like that. But I was just kind of like, it's kind of refreshing for a change. And honestly, I didn't mind the romantic part, but it did kind of do like a Ghostbusters a little bit, where almost like my complaint with that, where I was like, you should have just had them kiss or something though. Like you were clearly doing a thing where they were like romantically like interested in one another. So why'd you have to do this whole, do they, will they, won't they? You know, it's just like, just make them fucking kiss. I don't know, just
In the world,
we don't need
Let's go.
we don't even need a sex scene or anything like that. Just make them kiss already. Like fuck, like I just hate when they kind of try to do that. It seems like they're doing that a lot with movies the last year or two, where it's just like, will they, won't they? It's just like, okay,
They're
like
just
this
friends,
is more
guys. They're
annoying
just
than
friends.
just yeah.
But it's like it's sexual tension at times. You're like, ugh,
Exactly.
why?
You're just like, just fuck already.
I'm like, they
Jesus.
could be just friends. I'm fine with it, but you write them as just friends at least.
Exactly, but they're not doing that. So
It's
so I
weird.
think like they should have just had a moment like that.
Honestly,
But maybe they're just trying to like not do what a lot of other movies
You-
do. But it just, I don't know,
you know what would be actually a sick.
seemed unsatisfying to me in that regard. In that if they were trying to go for a romantic relationship with them, that it just
What-
seemed
what
that
would be
ending was
sick?
unsatisfying for that.
What would be a lot better, I think, if you had like a character like Joel from The Last of Us in this situation.
Just put Joel in The Last
A
of Us
Joel in a
instead
cl-
of Eric.
I mean, like the grizzly hardened motherfucker that's who's just a pure survivalist in a fucking movie like this, I think would definitely thrive better than fucking whatever the fuck Eric was in this. The chick who's basically borderline suicidal after this.
We kind of gotten normal characters so far. We haven't gotten like a character that's like, because there's people like that in real life that's like prepared for like an apocalypse sort of thing to happen.
You don't even need to be prepared, to be honest.
No, like
you just have to have the right. You have to have. I think there's tons of people that have the mindset.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone that like has the mindset for that sort of thing and is prepared. Like if it just was to happen randomly one day, okay, this is what I'm doing now.
Like I said, I was yelling at the guy not to kill the guy earlier when he was fucking freaking out in a fucking situation like this. I'm like, all right,
but maybe
I'm like just the whole time.
Maybe
kind of like snap his neck. Snap his neck. Come on.
Are you kind of saying like Joel at the start of Last of Us 1 where he was kind of like.
That could be interesting too. I'm fine with either.
And maybe
of the Joels.
he has to like start taking care of someone that
if
they literally just now we're literally just telling them to do the plot of Last of Us. Actually,
to be honest, if it's like Last of Us, like if it's like a day one situation where it's like in the beginning of a thing.
Dude, I thought of it. What if it's like a Joel character and he gets in charge of a package he's got to deliver, kind of like Ellie, but it's the cat from this one.
Fuck you, fuck you and that cat. Hell, like if you just had like a situation where it was like day one like this, a Joel in the beginning of Last of Us would still work. Like, as long as you didn't have an annoying ass kid, like, or you can have the kid, but just don't make the kid annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know why people love writing in kids being like these really fucking stupid and dumb characters at times. But if it's like later in the thing, it'd be cool. You could do as easily a Joel later of in the situation, like end of the what do you call it? I've lost it. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, it's all good.
But like if it's like starts off like in the first Quiet Place where it's kind of like already time has passed by. A Joel in that situation where it's like later Joel where he's a hardened guy, just he's willing to do whatever it fucking takes to survival. Yeah. I would love to see that too. Like him, maybe and one other hardened person with him. Or something like that.
I think that would be a good idea for one, because like I said, that would be characters we kind of haven't really gotten yet. And like it would just be an interesting scenario to see something like that play out in this universe. And I think honestly for the next one they need to make it R-rated too.
Oh yeah,
because I was kind of surprised. Like maybe that's one of the reasons these haven't stood out to me. And not that everything needs to be R-rated, but for some reason I was like, maybe it's just like I had that thought watching them, but I was like. I feel like they could do a lot more with this if like these were R-rated,
The more grisly kills you could probably throw in.
Like, or just like more mature themes and stuff like that, because it does seem
raving
like
gangs, somehow quiet gangs.
I think they seem a little tame. They seem a little tame to me.
Yeah, I agree.
But maybe that's not. And I think with this one, the horror wasn't exactly the whole point of the movie, so it kind of worked for this one. But I think that's why, especially for the first two movies, they leaned more into the horror elements and. Since they've always been PG-13, all three of these movies, it just those aspects don't work as well for me.
If you can get like
a lot of the time
a good horror, or like just survivalist movie, put rated R thing, I think this would be a perfect fucking thing to go with. Something like that, because this is definitely just screams like that. Hell, you can go over the fact that there's like fucking fucking gangs of people that go do their own thing, but quietly. But they're doing atrocities and they're just taking advantage of the quiet aspect or the loud aspects or doing whatever the fuck they want to do with them.
Yeah.
They're like basically the idea of people adapting to these situations can be a very interesting and fun thing to play with, as long as they make good characters. That's the thing. Don't make fucking annoying or cringy or fucking just characters that would piss people off.
Don't go to the movies for that, guys.
Make more Joels, please. I just like Joel from.
I expect Last of Us writing.
Last of Us, honestly, you really could. No,
just get the writers from Last of Us on the next Quiet Place.
It has great potential, but we'll see how if they do another one.
Improvement at least.
Yeah, I can definitely see them doing a better, doing some really cool shit with it if they decide to do it. Or they can just flop it again, like some fucking places like to do now. Who knows? It can go either fucking way these days.
Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or whatever, where they're pretty much just like, oh, let's just do another one. Fuck it.
I like the first Jurassic World,
but, I did too. And
but then it just went downhill. And
they were like, oh, let's do dinosaur clones and shit.
You're like, why? Either way, So I
So
think
yeah, I think we recommend it. It's definitely
it's a good watch to bring like a friend, bring some friends, or take it.
at this point it'll probably
family.
be on VOD in the next week or two, so you can even wait to watch it on that, and that's a good option too. If you got a nice home theater set up and everything.
Oh, yeah, so if you watch the trailer, it is very different for some. There's
Oh
like
yeah, we noticed that.
some different scenes that were in
Yeah.
the trailer that weren't in the movie, which is kind of funny because they'll. I don't know if they did just to
swapped
avoid
out some
spoilers,
old-
maybe, or
Yeah.
they changed some ideas to it. I'm not sure.
When they swapped out Naked Brothers Band with fucking that old dude in the trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
So I'm like, who's
Literally
that guy?
spoiled his death scene, but
And
then they just put some old dude in his
And there's like
place.
another scene where there's like a bunch of other guys that looks like it looks like it takes place in that room where it was just her and Eric.
Mhm.
It just when they're venting about like her having a disease and her father, and they have like a moment in the storm of screaming. And it looked like they took a scene like that and they added like two other men that weren't like in there in the trailer. I'm like,
It almost
who the
leads me to
fuck?
think like if that was reshoots or if that was just something they did for the trailer just to throw people off and not spoil things. But it's like, I mean, with the deaf one, it kind of makes sense because they want to spoil his death. But it's
Yeah.
like, why even show that moment though? But
People do things weirdly these days.
yeah, they do. Good point.
Could have been either one. Could have been either one. But that was just something funny to point out before we ended this.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely check it out, guys. We think you'll enjoy it.
Good watch with friends specifically. Maybe I think it
Or especially
it's-
kids and
it's
stuff
better.
like that. It's PG-13. Like a kid can see this and they'll be fine.
It's
Like as an entryway to a horror movie, and it's also a prequel, so it's like perfect one to jump into this series with.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
you can
like
jump
it,
into
you
it.
Watch the other two.
I think it's better with friends. Seeing it by yourself might not be as fun personally.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is something to just see with like a friend or a family member or whatever. Just and talk about like with them during.
Nice
the
start
rest
to
of the shit.
summer popcorn movies. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Just one of those things. Maybe you can make fun of it together. Maybe you can praise it together. Who knows? It's one of those type
You're gonna
movies.
fall on one end probably.
Yep, I can see you falling in one.
Well, either way, it's only fucking like 88-minute film probably. So
Yeah, nice
a lot
short.
quicker
but-
than these fucking 4-hour Zack Snyder movies coming out nowadays.
Yeah. At least it doesn't drag on. It does not drag on at the very least.
But as always, thanks for listening, Pose. We'll catch you on the next Spoiled It. You can also find our new contribution we did with our partner channel, Grilled TV, Chillin' and Grillin'.
Yes. Quite a fun time.
Yes.
Very hot day, so excuse how we look. We how we
might
look.
sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can find that on YouTube in the next few weeks. We're going to try to get it out soon. And basically, it's going to be us playing playing a game or watching a movie. Basically, we're going to be outside at our bar setup, or bar set we have. And we're going to have a small old-school TV out there. Whatever's going to be on the TV that week, whether it's a video game or a movie or something, we're going to be making a themed dish about that thing.
Yes. You will see if you know our other podcasts. We will recognize Snobs being one of the
Yes.
guests that shows up once in a while, and he's the chef. And
Chef Sinobs.
amazing.
Sinobs
amazing.
has been on 2 Pose. He's been on some episodes. You can see all of us in person finally.
Yes, and you get to see his and maybe get some tips on how to make one of the best burgers I've ever had.
But we got that coming up, and there's gonna be plenty more reviews coming up. We've been enjoying summer a little bit, but we're gonna finally be getting back into the swing of things. There's just been a lot of kids movies and other shit coming out that we haven't really been interested in, but soon enough there's some things like the new Batman animated show and Hit Monkey season 2 and some other things that I'm really looking forward to that I'd like for us to do some reviews for. So
Or maybe we'll torture ourselves and watch some fucking shitty ass fucking stuff.
Those Snyder cuts of both Rebel Moon movies are coming out soon.
God damn. Yeah,
On that note-
if you'd like to see us torture ourselves with that, remember to like, subscribe to whatever. Follow us.
Follow us on the retro-TAINMENT page on YouTube, and you can also follow us at 2 Pose in a Pod on pretty much any podcast platform.
Yes.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There's a lot of other ones that I don't really use, but we're on them.
Yep, we're everywhere, baby.
Radio Public, I think, is one of them. There's a couple other ones that I
If we were-
barely have used.
If we were
I
on
set
your
up
local
accounts
radio
for.
station, we would be, but I wish we could. Anyway,
But look out for all the content coming soon, and make sure to like, subscribe to those things, and
Follow
Grill
us.
TV.
yes. Enjoy, and until next time.
Peace, pose.
Later, pose.